first tried to check some of website in Europe, some school, and I realized that in England, it was very expensive for my level. But somehow I discovered that there were the name Domuni, distance study. And then I went to the website there, tried to read, and then I realized that this was the best option. So it was through internet checking that I come out to discover your school. When I realized the quality of school and the price to compare with others, no, I made my choice there. The dialogue that Domuni gives us, the strategies to build the dialogue wherever we are, it was mind-blowing. And I could see, for instance, in India, if I'm using the dance is something very important for them. Dancing is important for Indian people. And there is also a way through dancing to bring in joy. How Jesus can bring the joy. So those are so many things to say, but I could say that in my mind, I learned a lot. How can I help if I'm in South of America? The same Jesus, how can I introduce him there? Those are, for instance, things I could say concerning Christology. Critical thinking, to observe, to analyze. Analysis is very important before you bring any conclusion. So in the fact that I spent years with a Domini, I learned many things. For instance, how to respect others. We have many religions across the world. How can you listen to others? How can you give a room to listen to them, to respect them, even you don't believe, you don't support what they believe. But how can you to bring that approach with building relationship with people you are not the same? Domini gave me the huge perspective. I can see the world in a big picture. It's not about what we have here, what we know, what I went to learn, or when I was at home, or in school, or in my denomination when I grew up. But Domini helped me how I can discover from others, how I can learn from others, even from a mistake, how I can learn from their mistakes, so on. So it's helped me to observe and to learn from others what is their mistake, what their strengths are, and I build my conclusion that can be helpful for me. So I could say in that sense. I learned a lot, especially when I did my last essay, my dissertation, about how to include people with disabilities in faith communities. And then I realized that there is a need. Most of places they are in a need. So the first thing is how can I reach those places, those churches, and then try to plan some seminaries and then some workshop and so on. And those are things like making to bring books out of what I've learned from Domini, and then continue my study, and then also how to impact others with the knowledge, ability, skills that I learned from Domini. I think definitely I will recommend Domini to others. I could say that the quality of a school, history of a school, experience what Domini has, the price that Domini try to ask, and the way the relationship, the way they develop your mind to discover others, to understand that the kingdom of our Lord Jesus is huge than what we think, and that freedom that they give to a student to be constructive, to discover, is something to try. For the first advice I could give to anyone is time management. Time is very important. Even God himself, he needs to manage the time well. And because Domini, we come from different parts of the world, like where I'm from, I will talk more about Africa because I know better and I can talk openly. That time is sometimes time has to wait for us. We do our things and time, you wait there. but you come to other part of the world, or from the mind of the creator himself, the time is very important. So instead of when you come to Domini, start to plan things like, I would like to cover this essay in certain period of a time. How I can work every week. As Dominic tried to advise us there already how to use the time effectively. So the second things, I will say that Domini has advantage. Advantage is it offer you a diversities of courses. So as whatever, if you are missionary, pastor, teacher, the best things I could advise is to choose to select things that can be helpful for your ministry, for what you are doing. And a Domini experience is something wonderful. The advantage of languages, you can choose to study in French, Arabic, or whatever option. It's not limited with a language. So those kind of diversities of things help us that Domini is the best place to try, and then they will be very, very blessed.